Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. I wanted to do a post. I've been wanting to do it for a few days, but I've been busy. My son's birthday was Thursday. He was 21. A lot of things, work, all kinds of stuff. So it's late Sunday night, after the clocks have gone back. And I didn't realize until like 8 o'clock that the time had went back today. It was weird. So I've been living an hour behind all day. But I want to talk to you guys about this book I'm reading. I'm actually pretty much done with it at this point. Looks like there's still a little chunk left, but it's like 90 pages of just glossary terms and what they mean. But it's the Book of Psychic Signs and Symbols by Melanie Barnum, and I don't know what to say. It's amazing. It surprised me how many different things there are in this book. There's even like 4 or 5 tarot spreads. There's a whole chapter on reading tarot and symbols and signs from the tarot. There's things on your dreams, the symbols and stuff you find in your dreams, religion, spirituality, all kinds of really neat, just like everything you can think of, there's a symbol for, or there's a sign or something. That's what I was going to show you. This one's a 3-card spread here on the tarot, and I was very shocked to and pleasantly surprised to find that there was a thing in here on the tarot, and it actually gives you a full 2 or 3 line description. I don't know if you can see that on every single card in the tarot deck. So I thought that was pretty neat. The second to the last chapter was about manifestations, or manifesting your dreams, and that's what I want to talk about today, because I never excuse me, it showed me a whole new perspective on the things that we can manifest and bring into our lives. I never actually gave much credence to being able to manifest something into your life, because normally people would think of manifesting like money, like let me win the lottery is number one on everybody's. If you can manifest things, why can't you manifest lottery numbers kind of deal. And it was just eye-opening, this book, because I never thought about things that have happened to me as me actually manifesting them. They happened to me. I didn't actually bring them into reality. But this book has made me kind of change my mind on that. Like, maybe I am bringing them into my reality. I'm the sun and it's gravitating all toward me, or whatever, the moon, whatever. And so I did a blog on it. I just finished the blog on this earlier. I can post a link down below if you guys want to read the blog, because I'm much better writing it out than I am speaking it. I do tend to say a lot, so I'm learning at this whole video thing. But I just, the second I read this chapter, I thought of an incident that happened to me a few years ago, and I wanted to let you guys share that with you guys, and see what you think. First of all, ever since I can remember, as a young kid, whatever, if I wanted to see a movie, I was like, oh, I haven't seen this movie, and I've noticed it more and more as I get older, because there's a lot more movies in my mind that I would like to see again that I haven't seen in years, and there's no rhyme or reason why. I just missed the movie, haven't seen it in a while, and I just want to see it. And then I used to call it my superpower, that I would know when a movie was coming out. And to me, it's not that the movie was coming out or coming on TV or whatever. With this book, and the perception of it. I feel like now it was not a superpower. It was literally me manifesting this movie into my reality. And because this has happened to me as long as I can remember, and it's happened so frequently that I've called it my superpower, that I would be like, oh man, I haven't seen this movie in forever, and half the people don't even know what movie I'm talking about because I like random movies. I like a range of different comedy, action, romance. It doesn't matter. I don't do horror movies, so I've had enough horror in my life to not want to sit and pay for a movie and watch it. But yeah, I do have a range of movies that, I mean, that's all I used to do as a kid is sit around and watch movies. Um, so it would be like some random B-rated movie that half the people I know never heard of. Like, man, I haven't seen that in like 8 years. I really would like to see it again. And then all of a sudden, it's on Netflix. It's on Basic TV. It's on like HBO as the movie of the month every day playing. And that happens to me way more often than it should. One of the things is that it was just like last weekend. I wanted to see. I literally like 2 days before it came out last Sunday on Netflix. I was like, man, I really want to see He's Just Not That Into You. I have the movie, but I have so many movies. It's buried, and I just didn't want to look for it. I've been exhausted from work, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna go searching for it. And literally said this like last Thursday or Friday, and then it came on. I got a pop up on my phone telling me Netflix is showing a new movie Sunday you might be interested in, and it was the same movie. And so things like that happen to me all the time in regards to movies. Um, I haven't noticed other things, but that may be just me being blind to them. But I was going to tell you guys this story, and I thought that was just different than, because I always thought, oh, what a coincidence. And as I've learned with my awakening and all the things I've discovered, there are no coincidences. And it was just like, oh, that's my superpower. But I would say that, but I would like, oh, it's just, it's just one of them things. Even though it happens a lot, it should not be considered just one of those things. And with this book, it's kind of like, this is your explanation because you're manifesting it into reality. And it got me wondering, what other things could I manifest into my reality? And then it hit me. 5 years ago, I was desperately in need of new glasses. The glasses I had were wore out. They were scratched up to the point you could not see out of them. I didn't have the money to pay for new ones. I didn't have the money to even get a new eye exam. And the day before my birthday just happened to fall on a Saturday that year. That Friday, I got a debit card in the mail with like $280 on it from some company, and I'm like, what? What is this? And the first thing I thought of, well, God provided my money for my glasses. And I was like, this is weird. So I called around and called the number on there and found out that a medical program that I had signed up for a previous job, like years before, like 7-8 years before. I hadn't been at the job in almost 10 years at this point. It was money left over that I had put into it. It was my money. But at the time when I left that job, I had tried to no avail for like 3-4 years to get this money back. And they said the only way that you can get the money back is if it's transferred to your new job. And I was like, this makes no sense because it's my money. Regardless, it's money I paid into this program. And so I kind of gave up. And then all of a sudden, I got this gift card in the mail. And I was like, what? And turns out the year before, the laws had changed to where they could now send it out to me in the form of a debit card. So I was like, cool, I have glasses money now. But it doesn't end there, okay? So the last time I got glasses was costing me about $340. I got one pair. I did one eye exam. To be fair, I got probably the most expensive pair of glasses they had in there because I liked them, and I had the money at the time. This was years before this, and I hadn't had an eye exam in probably 10 years at that point. Where I was to the point where I need these glasses. I need to get the eye exam. I know my eyes are getting worse. The glasses weren't doing anything anymore. I mean, I couldn't even wear them anymore, and I was getting really severely bad headaches. And so I was like, well, I'm going to start calling around, see what the cheapest place is. I may have to put a few dollars into it. I really can't afford to, but if I have to, I will. I mean, I got like $280 in this gift card. And so the first place I called was Walmart. I Googled Walmart eye exam on my phone. It came up with the closest number for the Walmart eye place to me. And I just hit the thing and it called the number for me. So I called this number, and what blew me away is that it wasn't Walmart. It was in Google as Walmart, but it wasn't Walmart. It was this very expensive place that I already knew was an expensive place to get glasses. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, well, we're having a huge sale right now. You can buy 2 pair of glasses for $69. And I'm like, what? So I went down there. I was not only able to get 2 pair of glasses for $69, I got the regular eye exam, and I had to get 2 more because of how much older I was now. Just my age. They wanted to be sure there was no starting of glaucoma, I guess. I don't think I'm that old, but yeah. So I was able to get 3 different eye exams, 2 pair of glasses, and a couple of little necessities like some spray for the glasses if they get dirty, and some little wipes and stuff like that. And I still had $40 left over. It cost me like $240 altogether, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this just made my birthday. It's like the second best birthday I've ever had. Needless to say, within a couple of days of me wearing the glasses, the headaches were gone, and I was back to normal, and I could see. And so that was just like crazy, and that was literally the first thing I thought of when I read this book about manifesting things, because I had been praying. I had been like, God, something's got to happen, or I feel like I'm going to go blind. Like, it was pretty rough because I was having horrible migraines really bad. So yeah, it was like God provided, but at the same time, did I also just manifest this into my reality? Did I make this happen? So I wanted to let you guys figure that out, and let me know what you think on that. But I also want to say that it also reminded me of the movie Under the Tuscan Sun, where at the beginning she just on a whim moves to Italy from the United States. She's there on a tour, and she sees this house and just knows it's her house. And a few days into it, she's talking to the realtor, and she's upset. She just went through a really bad storm where there was stuff happening in the house or around the house. And it was like, she's like, I want a family here. I want a wedding here. I want friends here. And she just didn't think at that point that she would have that. And so I think it was ironic that at the very end of the movie, all these things have taken place in her home. Specifically not to her, but it's happened. And the guy, they have become friends, and at the end he's reminding her, look around you, your wish came true. And I tear up every time I see that. I've seen that movie I can't even tell you, countless times I've seen this movie. Love it. But it made me think at the end of it, Did she really manifest all this into her reality? Just not quite the way she wanted it, because she wanted it all happening to her, and it didn't. It was happening around her, but she was witnessing this beauty. The wedding was at her house, but it was someone else's wedding. She had a friend that had a baby, which is a family, and it wasn't hers, but it was happening in her house. And so I just thought, I've seen this movie a ton of times, and I love that part of the movie where she realizes this beautiful thing has happened, and she's witnessing it. She's essentially a part of it because she's there witnessing it. And even though it's not happening to her, she loves the way everything is unfolding. And I just thought that was pretty neat because it's like the moment she realizes all my dreams just came true. Maybe not quite the way I had planned them, but they did come true. And I just thought, for a split second, it was like, oh my God, like, did she manifest all this too? And so, yeah, I've seen, like I said, I've seen this maybe 100 times. I tear up every time I see it, but it never dawned on me that she had manifested this into reality, these things that had happened. And I was like, that's beautiful. And whether we're able to manifest things into reality or not, it's a beautiful thought. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you have had any stories like this, I would love to hear them. But to me, it's being confirmed as I'm reading this that we can manifest things into reality. We can deign to bring our hopes and dreams to the forefront and bring them into fruition, bring them into the world. We just have to want it. We just have to open our hearts to it. Like she did in the movie, she opened her mind and heart to the possibilities of these things happening, and then they happened. And I think that may be the key to manifesting things into reality, is opening your heart to the idea of it. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, if you have any stories like that, like my glasses story, let me know. I would love to hear them. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to hear more stories in the future, please subscribe. And I just want you guys to know you have a wonderful night, and I will see you on the flip side.